Can't talk during.
Okay.
If I believe there's a reason for this pain I'm going through, if I believe that leaving me was all that you could do, if I believe that I can feel you by my side, I'll make it through the night. If I believe that time will teach me how to find my way, if I believe that broken hearts grow stronger every day, if I believe that now you're dancing across the sky, I just might get by. If I believe that memories won't always hurt this much, if I believe that I will see your face again, I can wait till then. If I believe I'll hold you in my arms again, I can wait. I know that I can wait. I can wait till then. I can wait till then.
Hello, Somerville. My name is Joanne, and of course you know this is the Somerville Overcoming Addiction show. And the girl I have to the left of me, the woman, her name is Jessica Grillo, and I met her about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And she impressed me because she always had this glow about herself and what she was doing. So I just asked her the other day, I said, come on the show. I'd love to have you be here because I really am impressed by all the work and what she's doing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And she works for Column Health.
Yep.
And she's the community outreach person.
The community outreach coordinator and recovery coach for Column
good.
Health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a recovery coach too.
You are?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I love
I
it.
actually volunteer. If
Yeah.
anybody needs help, then I'll use the skills that I've
Yeah.
been taught.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll leave it up to you people that actually work in the network.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've met a lot of remarkable people, and it's helped me. You know, after losing my son, I needed something to do. And I love helping people, so this was the perfect thing to do, the TV show, and if I can help someone, I will.
Yeah.
So how did you start working with in the addiction field?
For Column Health. So I've worked in healthcare for a long time. I was in nursing school at one point, and I've been in the ER, I've worked for a cardiologist's office, and my last job before Column Health was for Walden Behavioral Care. So it was more behavioral care, but my heart's in substance use because I'm someone in recovery. And so when I started working for Column Health, I felt it was the first, chance and opportunity that I was given that I could use my recovery for good, that it wasn't a downside to my job, but it was more of an asset. So that's, and I love it. It's where my heart is. I can relate to people. I've been where they're at, and I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy trying to get people on the right path, or try to help save another person, or get them into treatment, or just talk to a person who's struggling.
Right.
Yeah, that's where my passion is.
Right. And that's what I thought was really a wonderful, to be taught that it's okay, to be caring,
Yeah.
to talk to them, but you can't force them.
No.
So you can't be a mother image and say,
No.
you're going to do it this way and that's all.
Right.
You
Right.
can't do that because they're gonna turn around and just
Fight.
you.
Yeah, go right against it, and so kind of helping guide them, and there's all different pathways to recovery.
right.
And just giving people their options, and that, the disease of addiction, it's not a moral issue. It's not you're a bad person because you suffer from this. It's you have this disease, and what are the best ways that, I can help you or we can help you deal with it so that you don't lose your life to it, like a lot of other people have, like your son has, like my friend recently has, and it's just, so utilizing that and trying to help people is why I do what I do.
Right.
you
It's
know.
totally amazing how many people have passed.
And I've said it a lot in the past month, but it's like, especially working in this field, and knowing so many people who suffer from this disease, and you hear about it. We go to the overdose vigils, and you see it, and you know someone, but it's kind of like there's been this perimeter around it, and that you think that, even me, I've been so ignorant. I feel like even working in this field that I've been so ignorant, thinking it would never happen to someone that I truly love. And then when it does, you realize the pain that yourself as a mother has gone through and other people have gone through, and you can't believe they came out the other side of it. You just can't, and it makes it just so much more real, and so much like, oh my God, I've been so ignorant. What have I been living under a rock? But yet I've been in this community, working, helping, trying to help people, and you just literally, just like when we're using and think that we're invincible, we're never gonna die. That's never gonna happen to us. And then it happens to people, and it happens to people close to you, and it's just like, it's got to stop. It's got to stop.
And there's a lot of people that are in recovery that are working in the recovery network.
Yeah.
That have passed on too.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because all you need, after being in recovery so long, and you just try it once.
It's that one time.
Because
It's that one
it's
time.
too strong for your system because
Yeah.
you're already taking yourself to a point where you no longer need it.
Right, and your tolerance lowers, and all those things, and I think, overdose awareness is huge too. It needs to be huge too. Like, someone that has overdosed more and more times is more vulnerable to it.
Absolutely.
My friend had overdosed a time and kept getting brought back, and yet it still wasn't enough. That still wasn't enough to scare him. And to not, because the disease is so cunning, baffling, and insidious, and it will, one of my friend's dad always says this, he traded a 50-year life for a 2-hour high. And that's it in a nutshell, because we think, oh, we can get high one more time. Let me just get high before I do this. Let me just get high before I do that. And it will take you out. No one is invincible to this. You're just not.
No.
You're just not. So.
It's amazing. It really is. And I've seen so many people lose their children.
Yeah.
And we became a part of a group. I don't know if you've ever heard of Team Sharing.
I don't think I have.
It's a really remarkable group because I actually had, she was actually in the beginning.
Okay, in one of the
Yeah,
pictures.
in the pictures, and she started this group in Massachusetts. Then it went to New Hampshire.
Wow.
And now it's a national group.
Okay, it's called the
And,
Sharing.
there's over 500 parents in the Mass Team Sharing.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of.
That's a lot of
Right.
people who have lost their children that shouldn't
Right.
have.
And it's a group that you don't want to be a part of.
No.
But they are so caring and they work together. And just now, I don't know if you saw the United States emblem, and it was congratulating Cheryl for her part in Washington.
Really?
Yeah.
But that's, and how much does that help other parents to, you know, because it's unnatural to lose your child, right? And to know that other parents have been through it and came out the other side, and, you know, and that's what, same thing like recovery is about. It's all about connecting with other people. It's all about connecting and not feeling alone through your struggles, through your trials and tribulations, like just not feeling like it's just you that goes through it.
No, there's
So
so
that's,
many of us.
yeah, yeah.
Now, I don't know if you know do you know the Opiate Spoon Project?
No.
Okay.
You're educating me.
All right,
You
so
know?
Dominic was on the show,
Okay.
and he built an 800-pound bent spoon.
Yes. Okay. So I have heard of that. Yes,
Okay.
and I've seen pictures of it.
And he has gone from the whole East Coast. Right now, he's in West Palm Beach
Okay.
and at an art show, and he had a picture of him and his spoon.
Yeah. I mean, good.
Yeah. He
Good.
gave one to Maura Healey. It's been on in Times Square. It's been up there, and it's great. We need more awareness
Yeah.
of what this epidemic is doing. We have people out there that are wearing masks now.
I
because
know.
of what's going on
I
in
know.
China.
I know.
All right? I went to Costco's 2 days ago, and it was like, oh my God, there was so many people walking around with masks. And I'm saying, should I? I actually.
They're selling out of them. I saw on the news that like CVS doesn't have them, Walgreens, the Home Depot are running out of the masks, like because people are
just
so
bought
afraid
some.
of it. You did.
I'm afraid. And the reason why I bought it is because I'm going on a plane.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
I'm going on a plane, I want to make sure that I'm going to be protected
Yeah.
because you're around people.
And you don't know where anyone else's came
Right,
from,
and-
or you don't
and
know
there's
where.
no fresh air.
No, you're stuck in this vessel of, you know, people coughing and sneezing.
Well, I just
and,
got through being sick
yeah,
for 7
you,
weeks,
yeah,
and I don't want to
right,
get
right,
re-sick.
Right, and you're going on vacation. You do not want to be sick right now.
Right. But no, it was remarkable how many people were so worried about something that's so far away.
Yeah.
Although there are like maybe 3 or 4 cases in the United States right now.
And there's a case in for a kid from UMass, Boston.
Right. And the thing is that now everybody's panicking.
Everybody's panicking.
But when it comes to addiction and
No.
losing loved ones
Yep.
to an opiate addiction,
That's not my problem.
that's right.
It's not my problem. But that's the thing that people don't realize either, that it's not a poor man's disease. It's hitting, I'm from Newton, you know, which is a very wealthy town, and there are drugs and people abusing them everywhere. Everywhere. It
Whether it's
doesn't
suburbs,
matter.
big
It
cities.
doesn't matter. And I think it used to be just this whole, not in my community, you know, don't see it, don't, whatever, and
Well, not my child.
not my child, you know,
not my school. I had a principal tell not my school. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
your school.
you're wrong. You're wrong, and we need to have more awareness and people speaking out, and you know, it's something that, like I said a little bit ago, that it used to be such a shameful thing, you know, that I'm someone who suffers from this disease of addiction, and then I just needed, you know, through my pathway, which, you know, is 12-step and other things, and to just be told over and over, this is not a moral issue. Being an addict or someone who suffers from the
We're all
disease of
different
addiction.
situations.
Exactly.
We're all individuals,
Yeah.
and everybody's treatment is different.
Exactly. It's
And,
not one size fits all.
No, it isn't.
You know, I'm someone that M8 medication-assisted treatment worked for me. It saved my life. And I used to be so ashamed to say that because there's such even stigma with that someone who's on medication-assisted treatment isn't really clean or sober. Okay, but I'm alive.
Right.
You know, I'm alive and I'm in recovery, and someone's in recovery when they say they are. So, you know, and learning to say that out loud too, because if I'm not saying it out loud, I'm just adding to the stigma of this disease by not saying what worked for me, because there could be someone else out there that's like, well, if I have to get on Suboxone or prescription methadone, that means that I'm not clean, and what's the point, and this and that. And if it's going to keep a needle out of your arm or a straw from being up your nose, then you're in recovery in my book. You know,
Right.
so it's something. It's a learning process, though, of what you should.
It's how you use the medication that you've been given.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, a lot of the Suboxone now is just strips that you put
Yeah.
under your tongue.
Yeah.
Some people just go to a half strip
Yeah.
in the morning and a half strip in the afternoon, whatever it is that they do. And like you said, yes, that's their recovery.
Yeah.
They're not abusing it.
No.
All right, what they're doing is taking something
Yeah.
because they don't want the withdrawal.
Exactly.
And they will have a withdrawal from Suboxone
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Yep. And the thing is too is it's medication assisted treatment. So there also has to be treatment within that.
Right.
You know, it can't just be, oh, here's the 30-day prescription of Suboxone. We'll see you in a month. We don't care. You don't have to go to therapy. You don't have to do this. Or, you know, going to get prescription methadone every day and not doing anything else. There needs to be real treatment under there, because in my opinion, and I think the statistic is like 90% of people who suffer from addiction have undiagnosed depression, anxiety, trauma, abuse. So yes, the medication helps with
PTSD.
PTSD, whatever. There's a reason. No one, when I was in kindergarten, right, and you go around and saying, what do you want to be when you grow up? I do not think I said, well, when I grow up, I want to be a heroin addict.
Right.
I don't believe, I doubt I probably said I want to be a hairdresser or a movie star or whatever it is, but there's stuff that has to go along with that, and that's how.
Average truck person.
Yeah,
A lot of the
exactly.
kids always love that. Boys.
Whatever it is, but it's not something that I chose. It's just something that happened,
Right.
whether in my genetics or environmental or whatever it is. So we need to deal with that aspect too, and those two combined is how you can recover.
Absolutely.
You know, in my
So I
opinion.
had one that had a motorcycle accident that ended up on OxyContin.
Yeah, there's that reason too,
And there was
right?
another one that was in a private school that ended up,
Yeah,
experimenting.
yeah,
And so I have two different situations
Yeah.
there. So I have a sad story and I have a happy story.
Yeah.
The sad story is I lost Frankie 10 years ago.
yeah,
You know, there's nothing I could do. I tried as much as I could to help him.
yeah,
Because back down in 1990 something that he was involved. It was not that much treatment
no,
and places to go to as they are now,
right,
10 years later.
absolutely.
You know, I never even knew to send him to Florida or
No.
anything like that. We did the best we could with what we had here.
Yeah,
And of course, he didn't want to lose his job.
yeah,
That was, and that was,
Which
and
is
I
a
always
big-
say, my son didn't want to lose his job, but instead he lost his life.
yeah. And so that's another thing too. You know, like employers need to be more accepting of it, and that
Right.
this is a medical thing. So if someone needs to leave work to go to treatment, they should be able to accommodate that.
Right.
You know,
But they don't want that.
no,
So that's why a lot of the places that they do go have to have longer hours for them
Yeah.
to accommodate.
Yeah.
Try to accommodate these people, whether or not
Yeah.
you have people that come in the afternoon and work an afternoon shift.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
we're open until 8 p.m. Home health, and then we're also open in some of our locations on the weekends too, just for that reason.
That's a good thing.
Because we want people to be able to see when you're first getting well or getting clean, and you don't have a job or whatever, and you can go to the appointments at 11 or this time or that time. But what happens when you then start working Monday through Friday or going back to school? We don't want to be something that is a barrier between, oh, no, you have to come see us. No, we want you to be able to go and grow and thrive and still be able to come see us, which I
Right.
think is a huge, like you just said, that's a huge, like, here you go. You can come see us afterwards. And it's not
It's
that,
not just young kids.
no,
I mean, we're talking about people that have families.
yeah,
older people.
Yep.
I mean, addiction.
It is.
We have a huge senior citizen
Yeah.
population that is addicted.
Yeah.
Could be because there's nobody there to help them with the prescriptions, and they forget, and they're taking more.
They don't know what to take, or there's overprescribing going on, or whatever it may be. There's so many. Like, one thing doesn't make someone an addict. One thing, it's all different influences. And so there needs to be all different treatment for all those different influences.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how much it's changed in 10 years. You know.
And you've witnessed it firsthand.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And it's very nice to see that a lot of different programs are now bringing yoga, exercise.
Absolutely.
You know, I love to
Meditation.
paint, meditation, Reiki.
Yep.
Whatever it takes to be able to keep you from using.
Yeah.
Then you should. You know, there's a lot of time at 24 hours in a day, and there's some downtime.
Idle hands can be the devil's workshop.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
And my son loves the gym. You know, because
Perfect.
first of all, we have a lot of dual diagnosed
Yeah.
people that have mental health issues, and one way is to walk, to run,
Get the positive
whatever
endorphins.
it takes for you.
Yeah.
Do it.
I think physical, exercise is a huge thing because you're moving and you're getting out there, and yoga was something that saved me when I went to rehab. It was and same with meditation. I'm a huge meditator. That I just think that there's so many different ways that someone can get better. And it's the gym I've seen people have great results with going to the gym. Just
Like I said, not one size fits all.
No. I go to spin class one day a week, which I count as my physical
What's spin day?
spin class. You do the bikes. I go to this one class. It's the one day I get up really early at 5 a.m. and you go and you can do it for 45 minutes, and the instructor but it's not also just about the physical. It's the instructor. She's positive, and she's encouraging, and you just leave feeling
Good.
You leave feeling, and I never thought in a million years I would be getting up at 5:30 on a Wednesday morning to go exercise. Nope, never thought it, but I do it, and I love it, and it's that routine too.
I used to walk the beach.
Yeah, see, I love walking. I think walking and just being in nature and being by the beach is I think that is so therapeutic.
Yeah, very, very. It was very therapeutic for me.
Yeah. Being by the ocean and the sound and the sand, and it's just, you feel like.
I'm going to get back there someday.
Yeah, yeah.
I lived down there after Frankie had passed. I lived on the beach for a year.
Yeah, see, and that helped you.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and you saying that could help another parent. Go walk down by the beach, go walk by the ocean, and just, that's what you needed.
Right.
And now you saying that could help someone else.
So I know a lot of people, okay, so I have someone that makes, you saw the beers
Yeah,
in the beginning.
yeah.
The woman makes beers from the clothing of our lost loved ones.
Oh, wow.
And some people, when they miss their child, they hug their bear, and the bear probably still has the DNA in this
Yeah.
tank. And it helps them.
Yeah.
And it helps her to make them.
Because it makes you feel better giving back too and helping someone else through it.
And we have a lot of people that have had foundations.
Yeah.
And or run, like the grass group that the Fosters run.
Yeah.
And then the Harringtons have their
Ryan Harrington
Ryan
Foundation.
Harrington. So my thing is to do this.
Yeah. It's your way of
and
helping.
do some of overcoming addiction.
Yeah.
And whatever it takes to make you, you'll never heal completely. There'll always be avoiding your life.
I can't even.
But the thing is that at least helping people makes you.
You feel you have a purpose.
Right.
That you feel okay, I went through this horrible, unnatural thing. But I'm gonna, because it could take you out. People are probably drinking over it or using over the loss of their child. but you're someone who's done the opposite. You're inspiring people.
Right.
You know, you're giving back. You have a platform and a purpose to kind of share your experience, strength, and hope with all these other parents that are fortunate. And what's sad is it's not going to stop.
No.
You know, it's.
We would love it to stop.
We would love it to stop. We would love it to stop, but
You know, when I was at a meeting and they said, oh, well, you know, we have a 5-year plan. Well, in that 5-year plan, how many people will die
yeah,
in your city,
yeah,
you know? And to me, that's unacceptable.
yeah. It's unacceptable for anyone
I would
else.
rather have you make mistakes along the way, but try to help people.
Right, right.
You know, I think it's great about Narcan. I'm actually, you know, I'm the Lion Club president, and I'm going to one of my neighboring cities to go over and talk to them about addiction
Oh, good.
and you know, my experience, and I will tell them that if you are, you know, if there are people that are using around you, why not get yourself
A
a
Narcan,
prescription of
yeah.
Narcan, and that way you'll always have it in case that that happens.
Yeah, yeah. Like I
You need to,
right.
you know.
Like Demi Lovato,
Yeah.
who sang the Star Spangled Banner. Narcan saved her life
Right.
18 months ago.
Yeah, I was on Facebook and I saw all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Same with me.
Yeah.
That, you know, here she is, and she wouldn't have been here if Narcan
Right, wasn't available.
wasn't available. But there's also things too, though, like people need to be more aware of, like my friend Mike, he died. I don't know if Narcan would have saved him because he fell face down, you know, and suffocated.
Oh.
You know, so but people need to be aware of that too. That, you know, if you have a loved one, have the Narcan. Have the Narcan. But make sure that can't happen, because that can happen too.
Right. So, you know, I didn't even know anything about Narcan.
Yeah.
In 1990 something.
I don't even think there was Narcan. Was there Narcan?
It was Narcan.
It was the
because
big,
It was Narcan by people.
Really?
And, you know, I found out later on that he had overdosed a few times
Okay.
before I found him.
And it was probably the harder one that you had to put together yourself, and it
I
wasn't.
still have them.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
I actually have 3 different kinds.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh my God, I thought to myself, will I be able to do it?
Yeah.
I'm sure I would.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I've never had to use it, but I've always had it.
Just in case.
Yes.
Just in case. But now, thank God, like, they're making it a little bit more, because those few seconds could be life or death.
Determine. Yeah,
Could
life or
determine.
death.
You know, and just to make it easier that they just have the spray now, and you can just put it up. But what's sad, too, is 1 or 2 sometimes aren't enough right now, because the
Right,
fentanyl
because
is
of the
so
fentanyl.
strong. It's so strong that there's people that need 5 or 6 or 7 and then finally come to. So it's all about just, you know, educating people, because some people don't know that either. You know, you don't know what you don't know.
And the more and more classes that I go to, the better off I am.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
In classes, because, you know, there are different things to look for when it comes to knowing if it's an opioid or if it's fentanyl
Yeah.
or carfentanil.
Yeah.
There's certain things that you would see.
Yeah.
You know, was it fentanyl could make them freeze,
Really?
right? They could make them freeze in this position. You know, I was told that. And, you know, like the different, your complexion.
It's
You know what
different.
I mean? Yeah, with the different, and I guess it depends on, I mean, if you're an instructor and you've learned all of these things,
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to have these things pointed out
Absolutely. Why not? You know, why not?
so that you don't. I mean, a lot of times when people say, well, when they come out, sometimes they're, you know, they're fighting with you.
Yes.
And the thing
Yeah.
is, the reason for that is that they've been passed out.
And you just stripped all their opiates off them.
But not only that, emotionally you might be screaming and hollering. And
Yeah,
when
but they have
get up,
no idea. They're
it's
knocked
like
out.
waking up from
They're knocked
asleep.
out. Yeah. and all of a sudden you have someone over you and put something up your nose, I'd probably come out fighting too. If all of a sudden I was like, you have no idea what's going on.
Right. It's like waking up into a very noisy situation.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, like what's, they're probably scared.
Right.
Fear is a huge thing, and
Definitely.
and not knowing what the hell just happened, and just not really have any awareness of it. So I've heard that too. People coming out fighting.
Right.
And just aggressive, and they don't mean to be. It's just
And they say pinch underneath the nose.
Yeah.
Because of the sense and the feelings.
Yeah.
And rubbing your
The
sternum.
sternum. Yep.
And breathing.
Breathing for them.
Right.
Yeah.
While you're waiting for someone to come in.
Yeah.
And tilting their head. Just like you were going to give them CPR.
Yeah.
These are things that you should be doing.
Right.
And
Right.
not give them the second shot right away.
No.
Wait a little bit in between giving them the Narcan.
To give it some time to work.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just you don't want to give them too much too soon.
Right. Yeah. But doing those other things are key factors in it. It is, and it's what's hopefully saving people, is having that knowledge.
Well, so it's still like in the experimental
Yeah.
part of addiction is something that we have to learn. It's a new thing.
Yeah.
Even though it's been around for a long. Heroin was used
Yeah.
in 1950s for surgeries.
Yeah.
And,
Look at
it
the
was
movie.
actually a legal medication.
Yeah, look at the movie American Gangster, with Denzel Washington. That was back in, the 50s or the 60s. It was around then too. But now I don't even think it is heroin anymore. I think it's just fentanyl. When people are buying, they're not even getting heroin anymore. It's just fentanyl. That's all that seems to be out there right now.
Right.
Like they're not failing for opiates. I've known people who were using and not even failing for opiates until, their providers added the fentanyl panel. And then it made sense. Oh, you're failing for fentanyl. It's not even heroin anymore.
Right.
Like when I've been clean from heroin for 7 years in January. So thank God, because I don't know if I would have been able to survive this fentanyl phase. I really don't.
Right.
It's scary out there, but you know what? If I was using right now, I'd probably still be chasing it, knowing it could kill me. And that's what's so frightening. Knowing something that could kill you because you literally think that will never happen to me. I'm a smarter drug addict. That's never going to happen to me until it.
But isn't it true that most of the time people live like that?
Absolutely, yeah.
It won't happen to me.
Or they're chasing. Say they know someone that overdosed. They want to know who that person's dealer is because they want the strongest dope possible. And if you can't see that as a disease, then I don't know what you're going to see as a disease. Having someone die and then you wanting to go to that person's dealer because you think you can handle it better than that person, like that's insane. It's doing the same thing over and over
Insanity.
and expecting a different result. That you think you're a better drug addict than that person. And that's the disease in a nutshell. Because it's not you calling the shots. It's this, this beast inside of you that's nothing else matters.
I have an example. All right. I have a friend who ended up being given 2 gummies.
Okay.
Took the one after the other. Didn't really wait until the first one worked.
With the edible gummies?
The edible
Okay.
gummies. Ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Couldn't walk. It's like, oh, it doesn't work. Let me have a little bit
Yeah,
more.
exactly.
And then the thing is, just like the cookies, and they turn around and they give you one cookie for 2 doses.
Yeah.
And you eat cookies, right?
Yeah, you gotta.
I could eat
I
a
know.
whole package
me.
of cookies.
Yep. You and me both.
So the person will eat the whole cookie and then end up in trouble.
Yeah. Because they think it's not working. They want that, and that's another. The instant gratification.
Right.
It's not working. I want it to work now. And instead of taking, okay, I took 1 gummy or take 1 cookie or whatever it is, You want it. You're trying to chase
That's
it.
why I really do not like the idea of edibles.
Okay, you really.
Because they're sweet.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I can
And you
have
never
one.
know who. You never know.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Can you eat one candy?
No, I
It's just
cannot.
like the Lay's potato
Yeah.
chips.
See, I'm a brownie cookie person, so that in itself is just dangerous for
Right.
me. I make cookies or brownies every night, every single night. So I can't.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I get the Toll House things. You just put them on the pan and stick them in the oven. That's if I'm being lazy, or I'll make brownies, or I found these new.
Oh, you do have 2 children.
Oh, they don't get any.
Oh.
These are just. I'm just kidding. They get. This is just. It's actually been ever since I stopped doing heroin that I just need my. It's like a routine.
Right.
That every night, and I've gone through cycles. Like when I first got clean, it was the double chocolate Milanos every night. Even if I didn't want them, I had to have them.
Right.
Then it was like Oreos. Then it was Chips Ahoy.
It's chocolate.
It's just that the needing to have something every night. Every night, like it was insane. It would literally be some nights that I'm like, okay, I don't have anything in the house. I'm not going to the store, and then I'm looking at the clock. It's like 10:52. Stop and Shop closes at 11. Just like going to meet a dealer, and then I'd be running out the door to go buy cookies. It was just like I've gotten better about it, but it was a big thing for me. Every night needing to have whatever sweet it was at that time, having to have it every night, and completely overeating it. Like I could crush a whole thing of the Milanos like nobody's business with my milk. Having it in my certain glass. It was just like kind of getting high. You have your routine of what you do and all that. It's the same thing.
Substitution.
But this won't,
But it was a good substitution.
Yeah. Better than me doing what I was doing.
Well, let's face it. We have a lot of people that have addictive behaviors.
Yeah.
And it's not just drugs. It's
No.
like
No.
food,
Alcohol.
alcohol, work.
Yeah, work. The gym.
Right.
Yeah, there's
the
so
gym
many different things. You just got to find one that
works for you.
works for you.
That's good for you.
Yeah. Oh, well, I got to work on that one.
Yeah.
But
I used to crochet,
yeah.
needlepoint.
You know what I've been doing? Puzzles. Puzzles lately. A woman from one of my meetings, actually, and when she was talking about doing puzzles, I'm like, really? And then she gave me one, and it was so funny because it was all hostess things. I'm like, this is perfect for me. It was like 1,000 pieces.
You didn't have to have that
No,
chocolate. but
exactly. But it was like, and then but I'm like you said, I have an addictive personality, so anything I'm gonna, do in excess. When I first started meditating, I was doing that in excess like 2-3 times a day. But that's better than the alternative to me. That's healthier living than the alternative. And the puzzle is nice. Like my kids can help, and my 11-year-old.
Good family.
Yeah, it is. And my 11-year-old, I'll be sitting there looking at a puzzle piece for literally 20 minutes. Stumped, no idea where this piece goes. And my son Caden will walk in within 13 seconds. We'll find where that's gone. It's everyone's brain works differently, but I'd rather be at home doing a puzzle with my son, baking cookies, than out in the streets using.
It's good to be a family.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's what we lack.
Yep.
Too many people are working to survive.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Not
they're
living.
Not really, and that's right.
They're not living. And they're really not.
So I'm going to start.
I think you deserve it. You've been through it. You've been through it. Life is.
The whole thing is that I'm a person that cannot stay idle.
Yep.
I can actually become very depressed.
Idle.
Being home and thinking about Frank or this thing or that thing.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, listen to this. Talk about addictive behavior. No. I actually went to the casino the other day.
Okay.
And my son said to me, Frankie always said that The Climb by Miley Cyrus was my song. So I actually, the first time that it played after he told me and he was gone, I actually was hugged.
Really?
Felt the hug.
See, I believe. I get it.
And my niece was there, and I said, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I just got a bear hug. Said so didn't I.
And it was when the song was on.
Right.
Yeah, I completely believe in
Right.
that stuff. Like,
So
100%.
I was at the casino when that song came on.
Tell me you won.
I did.
You did not.
Yeah, $703. Of course, I invested a.
Yeah, but still, like, you
Imagine
can't.
that the song came
You
on.
can't, like, people think I'm crazy because I believe in signs and stuff like that too. And lately, there's been some days that I can, like, feel my friend with me, and even my boyfriend thinks like, you think everything's a sign, and I'm like, no, but you can feel it. And whatever, if that's how I want to get through it, then I don't.
It's
care.
okay.
It's fine, and I believe, and
You're not hurting anyone.
I'm not hurt, and they say too that, the more open you are to the signs, the more you'll receive. Like once you close off to them, they're gonna stop trying as hard to connect with you and make contact. So
So that's
love
where
that.
my next week's guest is going to be very interesting.
I think that I cannot wait. That's gonna be so exciting.
Yeah. And I was telling her that next week is Nancy Smith, and she's a medium. And she actually draws who she's talking to.
I think that's. So how will she know who is it? Oh, it's whoever comes through.
Right.
Okay.
Whoever comes through, and if she has like 4 or 5 people there or whatever, when she has her group.
Yeah.
And she starts drawing, so that you know that, oh my God, that looks like my dad.
Yeah.
Or, or that
Yeah.
could be my mom.
Yeah.
I think that adds to it.
Yeah, it's not just like everyone else's party trick.
Yeah.
She kind of has that extra component that.
Yeah. I've been actually trying to get her for a month, so we spoke and we finally got a date, so it's next week.
That is, I'll tune in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
That'd be
that's so
great.
exciting.
Okay, now
Okay.
we have to talk about what you've been doing on Sunday nights.
Oh, okay, what I've been doing on Sunday nights. So I'm a part of Greater Waltham Recovery Solutions, and it's a nonprofit that serves for, the Newton, where I'm from, Newton, Watertown, Waltham areas, but as well as anyone else, and it used to be Waltham Overcoming Addiction, and it's now Greater Waltham Recovery Solutions. And we've been very successful with getting people into treatment. And just anyone that reaches out to us, we have a really great team that will connect with them. Whether it's getting people into detox, someone that needs to talk to someone needs to just kind of, I am worried about my son or this or that, and we have someone that can help them. The founders are Julie Bunch and Debbie Moore, and they've been, both are 2 women with long-term sobriety.
Right.
And on Sundays, we do a live at 5. So me and Mike Legerio, we will have different people on, and we're going through right now our team, and so everyone has a chance to come on with us. And next week it will be Kimberly G will be on, and she's from Tewksbury, I would believe. She's a recovery coach. I actually did my Recovery Coach Academy with her. So it's just so funny how small life is sometimes, that I did this with her, and then Debbie Moore brought her in, and so I saw her at one of the meetings. I'm like, oh my God, just how connected we are. So every Sunday at 5 o'clock, we've been doing a live at 5 where people can comment on Facebook and interact and ask us questions, and just having this live conversation with people who have questions about addiction or about our services or so on and so forth.
That's
So it's been great. It's been great.
I don't know if you noticed that Debbie and Julie Bunch were in the pictures.
Oh, they were? I didn't even see them.
They're very good friends of mine.
Yeah, they're inspirations to me. They really are. I think Julie she's going to kill me that I'm going to get it wrong, but 24 years sobriety, and Debbie has 31 or 32. I think it's 31 because I'm 31, and I think I remembered that. But they've been, we have a really...
I don't know, I saw the chip one day on
What?
Facebook.
The chip.
Yeah, the chip that she got.
Okay, I think it's 31. It's 31 or 32.
Possibly be.
It's one of those big numbers.
Hi, Debbie. I hope
Debbie.
you're watching.
Yeah, so it's been great. It's been great for them to have me on board. I've known Julie for a little bit now, and Debbie, and I always go to the Waltham Overcoming. They have an event usually every September, and this year my friend Mike, it's going to be in memory of Michael Patrick Murphy. So it will be nice. It's hard getting through stuff like this. You have done it, tenfold. But then it, like you kind of said, gives you a purpose more. Because I've been doing this 3 years, and I've been very, very fortunate that I haven't lost anyone so close. And so then when you do, like I said, like it kind of, okay, that makes it even more meaningful for me to do what I do. Have my job at Calm Health and be a part of this, Greater Wealthy and Recovery Solutions, and kind of so that no one has to keep going through what we've gone through. Because it's just so unnecessary. It's just so.
We do have our monthly meetings in Somerville at the Lions Club.
Yeah.
Which is on 9 New
The
Washington.
more meetings?
More meetings.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's the one that Julie runs.
Yes. Yeah. So because Julie works for More.
Right.
Yeah, and she's out there. She's out there. I see her at a lot of different meetings. And so it's nice. We have our.
I'm glad she went on board.
Yeah.
Miriam Frangolis has been my friend.
Yeah, and she's another one that when she speaks, it's just.
Oh yeah, she's this little thing, but
I know.
she's like a firecracker.
She is a complete firecracker, and to hear her speak is another one that there's so many people in this, yourself included, that really have inspired me, especially through the past 3 years, to do what I do and give back, and it's amazing. It really is. It's also heartbreaking, but it's amazing.
It also keeps you and helps you be in sobriety.
Yeah, of course, and it absolutely helps. It enhances my recovery to be doing what I'm doing.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I'm really sorry to hear about you losing your friend.
Yeah,
And,
it's tough.
If any time his dad would like to talk,
Yeah.
I'm open. My phone is on 24 hours
Okay.
a day,
Yeah.
and I'm always willing to talk to
Just
someone.
someone else that's been through it.
And if he would like to be a part of the team sharing group,
Yeah.
and it's not just moms, it's fathers.
Yeah.
You could tell him to
I
go on
absolutely
Facebook,
will.
because there's always someone available 24 hours.
To talk. I think that the nights I know are
Well, it's like
tough. I gotta
all you
teach
have
him
to
how to
do
use.
is text.
I don't think he knows how to use Facebook,
No.
but I'll teach him how
That'd
to use
be nice.
Facebook. Yeah, I'll teach him and show him that there's a community that's there for him.
Right.
Because it's.
And then if he does want to speak to someone,
Yeah,
he's more than welcome to call me.
absolutely.
Because, in the very, very beginning, it's really hard for everybody. First of all,
Yeah.
it's hard to even talk about it, because sometimes they're ashamed,
Yeah,
or sometimes, it's like, don't be ashamed of something that happens to your loved one
Yeah.
or yourself. It's not something, like you said, you didn't ask to be that.
No, and it's not something to, and it's not like, oh, because so and so, my son or daughter died of an overdose, that they need to be lumped in this category. Well, all those other people who have died are someone's child.
Right.
And we just need
We all matter.
yeah, we just need to keep bringing the issue to light and stop the stigma. At the Calm Health doors, it says the stigma stops here.
Right.
Because it needs to. People need to talk about it, and people need to.
Well, I always loved even the T-shirt that says, treatment doesn't suck.
Addiction treatment that doesn't suck. I know, I love it too. We've only gotten like a couple shouldn't say that, but most people love it because it brings, it brings everyone to a level. Like,
Right.
why would you want to go to a place that sucks? No, you want to go to a place that you walk in, the reception, because I've been to treatment places, specifically medication-assisted treatment places, that you're like, okay, finally I made the phone call, finally I made the appointment, and you walk in and it's this sterile environment that has like the hospital rules on the wall, the receptionist is nasty, the doctor doesn't even look up, and you're sitting there feeling like it would be easier to go meet Flacco than to sit here. Like, why? Like, it's already the hardest thing you're ever going to do is get clean. Why do it? You like at Calm Health, you do it in an environment that people love coming to us. They love hanging out in the waiting room because our staff is unbelievable. Like the people at the front desk, they're in the contact center, just everyone. They just are compassionate and they're kind and they just.
It took a while to get there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, to get good
Yeah.
quality staff,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah.
And to it's, and it, 80% of the country is affected by addiction.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now you have more people addicted than help.
Yes.
And now
Exactly.
everybody's trying to learn because they want to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it took a while to get there,
Yeah,
and
it
now
did.
they're perfecting it. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and to have, treatment that people want to go to, they enjoy going to. Like, I can't, there's so many different Suboxone places I went to when I was trying to get clean that I went once, got my 30-day Suboxone prescription, and never went back. All right, perfect. That's all I needed, because this now I can sell my Suboxone, or I can save it, or whatever it is. And that's not getting well. That's just, doing the manipulative thing,
Right.
So just having...
Fortunately, there are people that are buying Suboxone
Yeah.
because they want to stay. They want to stay
Sick.
well,
Yeah.
and they're not able to get
Yeah.
their own prescription.
Right. That happens too. I was selling them just to, but there's plenty of people that, that want to do the right thing, and they're getting it because they don't want to use anymore. Right. They don't want to. They don't want to, but just sometimes there's
There might be a point in time where you might say, okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready to be abstinent of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And when that time comes,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of people.
Yeah, this
even
was a
with
long.
methadone.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. That medication-assisted treatment really saved me, and luckily it was there for me when it was that I was able to do the right thing and get off and all that. And it just, it's hard. It's tough. You just need to find whatever pathway that works for you.
Right. And sometimes it is 12-step.
12-step, which is what works for me. But I also do like a little bit, like I do my meditation, I do my 1 week a spin class, and I do my, my cookie eating or puzzling, and, I do my...
And it works.
And it works. And it works, but I've seen people with great success too being on, and it's all also verbiage too, that, oh, my son, or like, I've always heard this, someone used to say it all the time, like especially for prescription methadone, because there's such a stigma with that. Like, what sounds better? Oh, I'm gonna go get my dose at the clinic, or I'm gonna go get my prescription at the treatment center. So it's all about the language we use too. What sounds better? What builds someone's self-esteem up? Because especially when we're first trying to get clean, our self-esteem is lower than whale.
They have your own stigma.
Yeah,
That's what I always
exactly.
say. They don't need anybody else if they have their own.
You don't need to, and then for a long time you have to learn how to put the bat down, because you're going to keep beating yourself up over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. And it's all about your self-esteem and not feeling worthy. Like, I'm working on my steps right now, and one of the biggest things when you do your step work is, what is it? Fear of not being good enough, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection. All that's what the root of it all is. Fear itself is such a big, I think it's everything for a component for why most people use. It's all those different fears.
Right.
All those fears that you just don't think you're worth it.
It'd be better just to take self-improvement classes.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And not worry about what people think.
Yeah. Exactly.
That
exactly.
is the big thing.
Yeah.
All right. The thing is that what I learned, I went to Dale Carnegie, and it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
It helped me become a good manager.
Yeah.
And the thing is that out of 95% good, you always hear about the 5% negative.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so now, if I have to reinforce something that's not being done, there are the good things that you do.
Yeah.
But let's work on this.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to work with it.
Yeah,
and that's how
absolutely.
you have to look at the positive things in life. Forget the 3 C's, which is complaining, condemning, and what's the third one now? I knew it.
Comparing?
No. I'll think of it.
Okay.
See what happens when you're almost close to retiring. Condemning.
Complaining, condemning, criticizing?
Yeah, it could be. 3 C's. But it's a negative.
Okay.
You want to get rid of the negative.
It's not comparing?
No, not comparing.
That's a big one for me.
Yeah.
Like you always think the grass is always greener on the other side, and it's not.
Really?
You just got to water your own backyard.
That's
You know,
right.
you just got to focus on yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, and be the best you can be.
That's right.
Yeah.
I am my toughest critic.
We all are, of course. Because when we look in the mirror, we see something, we don't see what everyone else sees.
Right.
You know,
So when you look in that mirror of mine, I'm going to tell I'm going to be the best person that I can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And you say that to yourself every day.
I had actually a therapist when I was in rehab say that. She used to make me look in the mirror and say, "You are worth it. You're deserving." And I used to think it was so corny. Like,
Right.
really. But then you kind of catch on because you have such a hard time looking at yourself in the mirror.
That's right.
You know, you really, especially when you're using, and especially when, you know.
Just like I don't watch these shows.
Yeah. You don't?
I know.
Why?
Because I don't want to watch me.
I know. I have a hard time too rewatching because I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have said this, or you shouldn't have said this many times, or like this many times.
You
And
didn't do that tonight.
I hope not.
No.
No, I was very nervous, but you make it very comfortable. You know.
I told you.
Yeah.
No worries.
No worries.
You know, and just talk about the things you know about.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and you, if you know your subject matter, you have no problem.
I know, that's a good point. If I know and I do. I'm learning more and more. You learn more and more every day.
Yeah,
But it's through, you know, it's through growth, and you have to, you know, put the work into it. You know, you have to.
Absolutely.
You have to, because you're worth it.
Absolutely.
Put the work into yourself.
Yeah, because I see too many people. They do the same thing every day.
Yeah.
You need self-improvement.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because you know what? The one thing that we aren't is perfect.
No. No.
But when you look at people, they say, "Oh, well, you didn't do that right." It's like, oh, okay. It was funny when I'm out there with my staff. I'll say, "See, I told you I wasn't perfect."
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. But as long as you know what you're doing is wrong
Yep.
and you correct it, it's okay.
Yeah, 'cause
It's
that's
when you keep
self-improvement.
Yes, right.
Right.
If you keep making the same mistakes, you know.
Or staying complacent. You know, you got to challenge yourself a little bit too.
And I love a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm learning
And I
more
take
and more.
chances all the time.
Yeah, this was a chance for me coming. I was so nervous, and I'm like, you know what? It'll be great. It'll be fun.
Oh, you have your own show.
Yeah, I know. Facebook Live, which I don't know why lately I haven't been it because I've been doing it now for about a month or so. I just have my look at it, but it's good. I was nervous to do that too.
Of course you were.
Like I was like, I'm not doing Facebook Live. Are you crazy? And now I love it because I love
Well, we have this fear that we're not going to do well.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
But if you try your best, everyone fails.
Right.
You can't.
Just get up.
You just got to, as long as you get up and keep
That's right.
trying. You have to keep trying.
Do you realize that we just talked for an hour?
I did not. Really?
Yeah, see the time?
Oh my God, where's the time? Oh my
Right
God.
up above.
Oh wow.
8:58.
Wow.
And we are on YouTube. And I think that at this point in time, we probably are not on any longer because it started at 8.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's usually over by 8:58.
Okay.
So I'm sure we're not on.
We're not recording anymore.
But we are on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Okay, so we're not recording on what, Somerville's?
Yeah, media.
Okay, Somerville Media.
SomervilleMedia.org.
Yeah.
Did you get my message?
I did.
Okay.
I was trying to send it to my mom. And so then I just sent her the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
She comments my Facebook Live thing. She's always like, "Oh, I love you," and I'm like, "Everyone can see these comments, Mom, but it's okay." She's like, "You're my one and only," and I'm like, "Okay, Mom." She comments like 8 different times.
It's great to be loved.
It is, and my mom's awesome. She really is.
Yeah.
She's been a
I
big.
lost mine at 49.
Really?
She was 49 years old. My dad passed away at 92.
Wow.
Yeah, and I look like him, so
You
maybe
do.
I'll have longevity.
Yeah. That's tough. 49.
Yeah, because when I got past 49, I went,
Thank God.
yeah,
That's so sad though. 49's young.
very, very
That's
young.
very young.
Massive coronary,
Really? So
Yeah.
like this.
just like that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 19. I was 20, 21. It was like 9 months before my wedding that my mother passed. So, yeah.
You've been through it.
And I got married young.
Yeah, you've been through
Well, I mean,
it.
it was 2021.
That's
To me,
still
at that
young.
age, then was like kind of older. You know what I mean? But now there were people getting married in their 30s.
Oh, now there's people getting married in their, me and my
having
boy.
kids in 30 and 40.
Yep. I had my older son when I was 20. And then I had my other one at 26.
Yeah. So I'm going to shut this off.
Okay.
I'm going to walk over and get my friend.
I can't believe that was
Do you want to wear this again? The plant.
Oh, I know.
And why does the plant have a speaker
That's
on
okay.
it?
I'm like, put that there?
We'll have to get a picture too.
Yeah.
Oh, what did he do? He must have taken it. Hi. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, we gotta take a picture of it.
Yeah. Well, this was awesome.
But I should take a picture of your boots.
Oh, yeah.